Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be giving you 6 banks that will approve a brand new LLC for $40,000 in business funding without any proof of income. Now, what I did was I took the average that I think I can potentially get from these 6 banks, which is around $240,000 in funding or line of credit. And I divided that by 6. So $40,000 without proof of income. Now, we have a lot of new subscribers on this channel, so if you're new, please drop a comment. Let me know. I'd like to welcome you personally, as I do try to respond to all the people that comment on the videos. And if you haven't been subscribed here very long, I talk about everything financial literacy on this channel, but I talk about it from my own personal experience. If I'm speaking on something, it's because I've done it or I'm currently in the process of doing it. This video came about from a comment. I believe it was someone new asking me to document my process from fixing my credit and then going from there and then being approved for these business credit cards. And my response was something along the lines of, my entire channel from the inception has basically been, documentation. So what I might do is I might end up actually making another collage of videos. That way it's in one comprehensive guide, and then I'll show you how to get approved for some of these cards or the things that I did to get approved for them. But more importantly, I want to give you these banks, and then I actually want to go into some details about what it takes to get approved other than the process, the step-by-step process, because there is something general about all of these things that you will have in common that have to be done in order for you to get qualified for this business funding. So let's get started. And this is a slideshow that I made. I actually made it for another video that has not been released yet, but it's actually a couple weeks old. You'll see it again when I talk about all these business credit cards. There's separate videos that I made into one video. Some of them haven't been released, but you'll probably see them come out in pieces and then one entire video. For the purpose of this video, this is my credit cards that I've gotten from January of 2024 to now August of 2024. They're all business credit cards. Again, I have a video where I use the same slide. I talk about it, but I have the Sam's Club business card with a $15,000 limit, Wells Fargo business card, the GM Marcus card, the Amex Business Blue Cash, the Amex Amazon business card, the Amex Platinum card, the Amex Gold card, which was converted to the Platinum, the Chase Ink card, the Navy Federal Go Biz card. I believe that that's all of them. And I added up the total of all of my limits, and the total for all the limits is $80,000 in credit line, but combined with the pay over time limit that I have on the Amex Platinum, I have access to $155,000 in credit line. And if I include my personal, then I have access to right around $200,000 in total credit line. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because I did this in 8 months. In 8 months, I went from a $200 secured credit card with Navy Federal. That's what I started with in January of 2024. I had a $200 secured card. In 8 months now, I have access to well over $100,000 in credit line. Now, I say this because I want to be able to validate the things that I'm saying. I was someone who still had a couple charge-offs left at the beginning of this year. I worked on my credit for a total of 17 months. Prior to that, like a lot of people during COVID, is when my credit went bad. I was leveraging credit in a bad way. I did it the wrong way, and because I did it the wrong way, I messed up my personal credit. That left me with a lot of debt. I left it alone for 1 year. Then it took me 17 months in order for me to clean it up. So it took about 29 months for the whole thing to play out. So when I tell you that I've been through it, I've done it. 29 months, fixed, $200 secured card to over $100,000 in business credit line. So I just want to let you know, this is where I'm coming from, and it's documented on this channel. I've watched it play out, or you've watched it play out, in real time. If you've been subscribed from the inception of this channel, and you can play these videos back and you can watch it play out again as many times as you want. But I did it so I can speak to it. I want to talk about exactly what it takes in order to do something of this magnitude, I also want to talk about really quick your mindset. Now, there's people in the comments. I understand some people are young, some people are easily frustrated, and everyone's usually good. But I just want to make it a point that even when I had bad credit and I was just learning about business credit, I pulled something up that I found in one of my old drawers. This was my Sam's Club store card, and there's a glare here so you won't see it, but this was a Sam's Club credit card that was just for the store. Here we go. This was my Sam's Club store card. So when my credit was actually bad and I was trying to figure out how I could basically, in the process of fixing it, how I could use business credit, I fell into the same video loopholes that most of us do. Oh, business credit. That means I could just, structure my business and then I can get access to all this money, even though my credit is bad. And as most of you figure out later on, you're like, oh, wrong. There's actually only, besides this card, I don't know of any other card that you can get without having a personal guarantee or having the revenue to back it up. What I mean by that is watch anybody's video on YouTube, anybody. They're going to mention this card, the Sam's Club Business Store card, and the Sam's Club Business MasterCard. That is the only true no PG card that you could get, no personal guarantee. And then every other card that you could get with no personal guarantee, you have to have the revenue to prove it. Meaning with some of those cards, you have to have $100,000 in your account or an obscene amount of money for maybe 90 days, and they will give you funding. I've had people, in the comments even say, well, if I had that type of money, I wouldn't need credit line. And that's kind of the point. If you had that type of money, then we would know that you could pay this card back without you having to personally guarantee it. We can tell by your assets. So, I just want to make sure that I make it a point to bring that up, because even when I had to repair my credit, this is what I had. And this helped me a lot. This helped me. And I also got the MasterCard eventually. So between the MasterCard and just the store card, you can get access to $40,000 in credit line. This store card can be used in Walmart. It could be used in Walmart. So you could actually use this card to buy things online. And sometimes it really just has to do with willpower. Like my uncle said, sell a brick. Like, I don't care what situation that I'm in, bad credit, good credit, I will always find a way. Some of you just got to find that willpower. If I had to use this, I made it work. I got that business credit card. I made it work. And then I fixed my credit and I made it work. Some of y'all just got to sell a brick, make it work. I really don't know what else to really say. It's like, pressure makes diamonds. You need to get to work. You figure it out. I will always find a way. It's just a mentality. So some of you have to get that hustler mentality. Also, the other thing that I want to mention is that, and I've been saying this on business coachings a lot, I have access to all this credit line currently. I have not used it. I do not use it right now. The reason I'm saying that is because I got into a situation where my credit went bad because I tried to leverage credit to make money before I had the money to pay it back. That's why, and I know if you're a new business owner, I get it. If you're a new business owner, some of you need money in order to make money. I understand. But what I can promise you is that when you don't have money from a bank, you can go get a job and you can use your own money that you funded to then leverage that to go do something. Is it slower? Yes. Is it harder? Yes. Does it take more time? Yes. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't plan on using this credit line until I make at least $20,000 a month. That way I know when I use this credit line, I can pay it back if anything goes wrong. And that's the only problem is when you use credit to make money, if anything goes wrong, and trust me, it always does. If anything goes wrong, you'll be back in the same situation because you won't be able to pay it back and you'll default. So again, that's just my advice. My advice is to start a cash flowing business first and make money. On this channel, I don't say anything without giving you some type of plan or structure. I have plenty of videos that show you how to make money without having credit, without having to leverage credit. I've given it to you. I have more coming. I give everything out. I would never tell you anything that I haven't done myself or I couldn't prove that I did myself. I would never tell you to do something that I couldn't do. And I believe if I could do it, anyone can do it. You're a regular person just like me. If I could do it, then you could do it too. So, with that being said, because I know a lot of people on this channel got here from credit repair. So, of course, you want to learn, you want to fix your credit. But just because your credit isn't fixed does not mean you can't figure out a way to make money. All right. It doesn't mean that. And you'll be better for it in the end, because once you've been through something where you turn $10 into $1,000, when you get that credit, you'll be able to turn this into $5 million. And it's important for you to learn like that than it is for you to just get $100,000 and think you're going to ride that to the moon and just become a millionaire in like a year. It won't work like that. You got to learn. You got to go through something. You got to learn about business. You have to actually learn how to do stuff and go through the motions of the failures. And then you'll be ready to handle large credit line. Because even I won't take it on without having the proper things in place. I know better now, but I'm saying this from experience. All right. So now that I've talked about that, let's move on. I'm going to give you the 6 banks right now. The banks will be Wells Fargo, GM Marcus, American Express, Chase, Navy Federal, and Synchrony Bank Sam's Club. All right. These are the 6 institutions that I'm referring to. I do plan on getting more business credit cards, but I'm saving the rest of them for later. Like I'm saving Bank of America. I am saving US Bank. There's specific products that I'm saving. I'm saving some stuff with Citibank. I'm saving those for maybe a year and a half down the line. There's a purpose for these right now. I'm saving the rest because I want to stretch them out. All right. Now I'm going to talk about exactly what it takes in order for you to get these cards from these banks. And I might do a compilation and add these videos. The Navy Federal Go Biz card, the GM Marcus card, the Wells Fargo card, the Sam's Club card. The reason why I have those highlighted is because I've made videos on this channel about each of these, and I've documented when I got them. I gave data points. I gave a lot of information. That's why they're highlighted in that yellow. I gave a lot of information on how to get those. I don't feel the need to repeat the same information again just to do it. I might make this video into a compilation and just put it in the description so you can jump to that video if you want to learn how to get that particular product. For American Express, I don't have an exact video on the data points, but American Express is a little bit different. So is Chase, and different in an easier way, not in like a hard way. It's actually a lot easier to get American Express than you think. To me, that's the easiest business credit card that you can get on this list. Now, with American Express, I have a video talking about, 10 things you should know, which will help you with some data points. But there is one theme that goes with all of these cards that no matter what, you can't bypass it. There's no way beyond it. You have to do this. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about next. Structuring a business simply means this. And again, I have an entire video if you want to watch more. It simply means you have a business that has a Experian business credit profile, an Equifax business credit profile, a Paydex score. You have a online presence. You have a business phone number, a business address. You have it in the 411 directory. All of this makes your business easy to find, which makes it structured. You want to think of your business as a person, and you want to give it its own identity. It should have its own address, its own phone number, its own social media accounts. People should be able to Google your business and be able to find it. Your business should have its own credit report. Your business should be its own entity separate from you. Okay. Now, there are videos where people say that does not matter. I will tell you this right now. It matters. I can say with full certainty that there are credit cards that if you apply for, even with good personal credit, you will be denied if your business is not structured. I could tell you now, the GM The GM card by Marcus. There's a few people that applied for that. I've done that on business coachings. They've been denied. The main reason why they've been denied is because it will say the business can't be located, or they can't find the business. Now, when I got this card, I applied with the new business. It wasn't an issue for me. Then again, my business profile may have shown up from day one. When I first started that business, I immediately added some net 30s. I immediately made a website. I did the phone. I did a lot of on day one. I just did all my structuring and then just waited. So that may have been the reason why I did that again at the very beginning. So that's why you can get denied. Another one I know for sure that does that is US Bank. And I believe that is there may be one more, but those two I know for certain based off of the responses that I've gotten from them. Okay. So there are some cards that you can be denied for if you don't have a business profile that they can find, because they'll say that your business isn't established. Now, that may or may not matter. Like to you, there's a bunch of cards that don't require that. Some of them just require you to have good personal credit. There's a bunch like that. Amex is one. Chase is one. Wells Fargo, really to a degree, I would say, is one. So it's not so much that you need to have, a structured business, but it does help for a few of those, and it will help in the future when you want real business funding. And I mean not just credit line, but I mean actual business loans, which we will talk about probably at the end. Good personal credit. A structured business plus good personal credit equals business funding. I will say that again. Structured business plus good personal credit equals business funding. There's one card on this list that you can get with no personal guarantee. That is the Sam's Club Business MasterCard and Store Card. If you get a combination of the Store Card and the MasterCard, you can get around $40,000 of credit line. One can be used inside of Sam's Club and Walmart. The other one can be used anywhere that MasterCard is accepted. Again, I've had both. Like I said, sell a brick. If you have bad credit, you can get both of those and you can make it work with both of those. Will it be easy? I'm not saying that, because you have to spend money to structure your business properly. But if you have bad credit, but you do have the funds to get this started, then I would say structure your business, get that one to start. That's exactly what I did. And then work on your personal credit until you're able to get these other options. That's all I can say. There's really nothing else that I could really say. There is no credit card that you could get besides that one. And trust me when I say I've looked, besides that one, without having good personal credit. There's no way around it. You can't avoid it. I have tons of videos on this channel about credit repair. I've done it myself. I know it's hard. No, you don't have to tell me. I gave you the easiest I can. I gave you the easiest methods I can for hard inquiries, for collections. That I gave you everything that took me almost 3 years to learn and then 17 months to execute. I gave it to you guys all up front. You have everything. All I could say is do with it what you will, but I've given it all to you. So use it. Hopefully it helps, and just stay on top of it. That's all I can really say. So believe it or not, there are people that actually get upset when we talk about having to do a personal guarantee. They're not really upset with the personal guarantee. They're not really upset with me. They're just upset because of the requirement. So I wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit, because at least for me, when I understand things a little bit more, or how things work, or someone at least clarifies it in a way that at least it resonates with me, then it kind of helps me accept the idea to move on to what to do next. So the main reason that lenders ask you for a personal guarantee, banks, is to reduce the risk of a company default. Think about that for a second. Whether you have a secured line of credit, a term loan, a merchant cash advance, a credit card, a business line of credit, or any other type of small business loan or even personal loan, you have to personally guarantee that. It serves as collateral if the company is unable to repay, and the PG provides a lender with the assurance that you will pay. Imagine if you just went into a bank and you just said, I'm starting a new business. Can I have $100,000? And they ask you, okay, well, how are you going to pay us back? You have no way to prove that you can or you will. So we're going to talk about that, because there's there's a difference between the ability to pay and the willingness to pay. And we're going to address that. Hopefully that makes sense and you understand why a personal guarantee is needed. Whether you're upset about it or you're like, I can't do it because my credit is bad. Again, there are resources. Go fix your credit. I know it sounds simple just saying it like that, but I had to do it too. And in the meantime, there are other things you can do. There are other options. You have to figure it out. There's plenty of different things that you could do when you don't have credit. And there's things that you could do in the meantime. Okay. Now, there is an advantage to a personal guarantee, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Okay. Here's the advantage of a personal guarantee that people don't realize. No doc and stated income. So no doc business loans, they are designed for entrepreneurs who don't have the extensive financial documents. What I mean by that is you don't have a profit and loss statement. You don't have assets. You don't have taxes. Let's really think about that. As a new business, you don't have any way to prove that you can make any money because, of course, you don't have any money. You can project your income and give someone stated income, and they can approve you based off of that. That is the advantage of doing a personal guarantee. Because you will personally guarantee this credit card or this loan, you can get it with no docs and stated income. So here's the most important thing. Banks only care about two things. Banks care about two things more importantly than anything else. All banks care about is one, can you pay me back? That's number one. Can you pay me back? There are a lot of people that I've talked to that are repairing their personal credit that make a lot of money. They make a lot. Okay. That's good. Banks care about that. Do you have the ability to pay back based on the income that you state? That's why on any type of business loan for credit cards and any no doc stated income, business credit card or loan, all they have you do is state it. You just have to say what you make and they'll take your word for it. Okay. Well, number two, what they care about more than anything else is, will you pay them back? See, that's the thing that you have to put really in the forefront of your mind. Your willingness to pay back is based on your credit report. So even if you make a $2 million a year, if you have a 580 credit score, it doesn't tell me that you're going to pay me back any of the money that you're making. So then it's not going to allow me to be able to loan to you if you make all this money, but you don't actually pay any of it back. That doesn't really make sense. So if you state that you have income to pay me and your credit report shows that you have years of great payment history, great track record, your credit report tells a story. So even if you make $200,000 a year, if you're not willing to pay people back, your willingness will always be more important than the ability. Willingness to pay supersedes ability to pay. Just always keep that in mind. Even if you have the money, I've heard people say that, but it's like, even if you say that, it doesn't translate. They would rather give money to someone who doesn't make that amount if they have a better record of paying people back, because they know that even if they don't have it, they'll find a way to get it. If that makes sense. That's another reason why on this channel, I try to go out my way to talk about a mindset. I try to give you the easiest ways to repair your credit, the easiest ways to make money, the easiest way to do anything. But here's the catch. When things come easy, people don't respect it. So yes, it's an easy way to do it, but when it's not respected, people tend to have the same behaviors and habits. That's the reason why I don't offer any credit repair services. I do not. People don't understand how hard it is to actually fix one credit report. It's hard to fix one. Imagine how hard it would be to fix 10, 20, 100. It's not that easy or straightforward. If it was, it wouldn't be a problem for anybody. It's a problem because it's not easy. So I've given you the easiest methods that I could possibly come up with, that I could fathom, and I've done it because I've done it personally. So when I give you those, I'm giving them to you to do on your own. Do you know why? The struggle it takes for you to fix that will automatically force you to have better habits. It will. And in having better habits, it'll make sure this doesn't happen for the future. You don't give an addict something like more drugs. You can't, if everything is easy, you won't learn anything from it. I'm trying to give you the most effective methods to get things done. And I also want to be as realistic as possible, because I want you to understand that it's bad money habits that cause people to end up in these situations, and that correcting those habits is the real key. Bad money habits don't go away on their own. You have to learn that. You have to actually unlearn things and then learn new things. So it's more difficult to do that. So again, I hope that when I'm doing this stuff, people aren't just, I'm glad you enjoy any video that's easy. I hope that you learn how to deal with it another way later down the line. That's my hope. I really do hope that you could get better with your relationship with money, because ultimately, no matter how easy it is for you to repair it, you're never going to learn anything if you don't get better at money habits. Okay. Since we're able to use a personal guarantee, the easiest product for us to get is business credit cards. They are the easiest product to get with no stated income, no documentation. Business credit cards can be a good option for a business that needs quick cash, but you don't want to commit to a long-term debt. And while business credit card interest rates are typically higher than traditional loans, which is the catch, credit cards have the most predatory interest rates in this industry, so you have to be careful. You can also get 0% APR introductory periods that can decrease the overall cost of borrowing. Those can help you. Even though we're talking about no documentation and stated income, on this channel, I want to push it further. I see a lot of videos where people talk about no docs and stated income. While yes, that is good, because now we have the ability to get these loans in a business credit card. We can stack them up from multiple banks and get access to almost $250,000 in credit line. While that's good, I have videos on here where I talk about ADP. I talk about doing your own paycheck stubs, becoming an employee of your business. I set up direct deposit from my business now, where Navy Federal recognizes my company as my direct deposit. That's my employer right now. You can do this. It's surprisingly very easy. And like I said, I have videos on that where you could learn how to do this. I have a profit and loss statement. I can make a video on that, on how to do your profit and loss statement throughout the year. And I'm going to do my taxes for my business. At some point, guys, we got to grow up and get past this no doc stated income thing and start actually making money, stating documentation, showing our tax returns, and then being able to actually get larger business loans. And that's where structuring becomes important. And that's where, good personal credit. Yes, it's good to have it. But when you're actually trying to go beyond business credit cards and actually get real funding from, your business assets, that's when structuring your business becomes now more important than just personal credit. So yeah, for the people who you're going to stop right here with business credit cards, fine. But if you plan on doing more and you plan on getting actual large loans of maybe $1 million or more to do something more, to get commercial real estate, to build an enterprise, to do all these amazing things, yes, then you'll want to have a structured business. And then this will become very important. So as I go through the process of doing my taxes, putting myself on payroll, going through and learning, I will teach everyone else what I know. If I know anything, I'm going to share it. So hopefully you can do the same thing. That is my hope. I don't want us to just get stuck on business credit cards with no docs and stated income. Let's move past that. Let's start businesses that contribute to the economy, that can also help our neighborhoods, that can help our communities, where maybe we can have leverage when it comes to a lot of other things that's going on in this country. So, and that's a much larger conversation, but it starts with us internally, with our habits, with our values, and the things that we care about. So all these things connect to a much larger picture. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to try to broaden the conversation out, but again, everything's connected. The last thing I want to talk about is data points. Now, these data points actually will tell you exactly what you need to get approved for almost all these credit cards. So like even with the Chase card, where I didn't need to make a direct video for it, pretty much this applies across the board. Credit score. If you have a credit score from 680 to 850, that will pretty much get you in the door to get a lot of these credit cards and business funding. You want hard inquiries, less than 2. You don't want to be seen as someone who's credit seeking. If you have too many inquiries, it looks like you're looking for funding, and that can turn a creditor off because they don't want to see that you're actively seeking it too much. Your average history on your credit report, I would say, should at least be 1 year and 6 months. Now, 2 years really is the minimum, but I've gotten away with 1 year and 6 months. And I've also seen where I've gotten denied because I don't have enough credit history. But then when I went back and applied a few months later, then I was able to get approved. So I would say at least 1 year and 6 months. If you get denied for it, wait a few months and try again. I think 2 years is really like that sweet spot. Credit mix. I would have 2 revolving accounts with at least 2 to 4 installment loans. We've talked about this. You could get credit builders. I've seen people say bad things about them. I've seen people have great things to say about them. All I can say is my personal experience. Credit builders kind of got me in the door for all of my other cards, and they've worked perfectly for me. I've had no problem. Ava, Kickoff, Kovo, all of those, they've helped me. Hopefully they help you. Again, it's up to your discernment. If you want to use them, you don't have to, but they've helped me. All right. So I've had great progress by using those, and just having about 2 to 4 of them, maybe 6 in total for like collectively. It's worked perfect for me. And here are some side notes. Chase and the GM Marcus card, they report to the Business Credit Bureau. For an additional side note, Amex to me is one of the easiest banks to get approved for. Why? They don't really require you to build that much of a relationship. If you had them in the past, or if you had them on your personal, that's great. But if you didn't, it's okay too. I like Amex. I think it's one of the best banks to get approved for when you're trying to get business credit, as well as Navy Federal. But for Navy Federal, building a relationship will always help. Always. And if you don't have access to a 750 credit score or higher, like your 680, build a relationship. If it's with Chase, Navy Federal, any of the other ones, you need to go ahead and open up a bank account, open up a savings account, deposit money in there, wait 90 days, rinse and repeat. I've said this before on other videos. Again, I might make a compilation so you can see them, but I've said it before. I'll say it again. That is what will help you get those credit card approvals and get you in the door. Even if your limit is not high, just to get in there to start to use it, you can then raise it later. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. So that gave you 6 different banks that you can get approved for to get an average of $40,000. Again, I've done this myself. Just at the beginning of the year, I only had $200 on a secured credit line. And now I have access to $155,000 worth of credit line and business credit. And if I add my business and my personal, over $200,000. I did that within an 8-month time frame. Took me 17 months to actually repair my credit. From the time I let those accounts default to the time that I actually finished repairing it, in totality, it was about 29 months. This stuff takes time. It can be done. I'll continue to be a testament to that, and I'll continue to put out content that will continue to show you that it can be done. I believe if I see anybody, one person do something, I don't care who it is, I just need to know that it can be done by one person, and that's it. I believe I can do it at that point. So hopefully if you feel the same way, you'll be able to use this to get a few of these banks and to actually start getting that business funding. Hopefully you continue to watch, so in the future you don't focus on no documentation and stated income, but you actually learn with me in real time how to actually file your taxes, how to get documentation, how to keep track of your profit and loss statement, and then how to be able to get business funding with documents. I think, let's not cheat ourselves. Let's continue to move this thing forward. All right. So again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day.